hey, come here. I have an idea, right? This is genius. So rolling, right, means that you don't get hit and you don't take damage because you're dodging. So what if you could kill things while dodging? Then it's the ultimate strategy, don't you think? Also, I'm on fire now. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, fellow Tarnish. Today, I'm going to do something insanely stupid. And the reason it's insanely stupid is because it's simultaneously the best and worst build I have ever produced, both for myself and for you guys. And I will present it, and you may judge it, and we will all have a good time. So, Souls veterans may know of the Thorn armor. In Dark Souls, you could get it after beating an invader a few times and then looting it from his body, and basically if you put on the full set and rolled into enemies, it would do damage when you roll. I think it was like 12 damage, and you couldn't increase it. It was gimmicky, it was a novelty, did a tiny bit of stack, it wasn't that good, it was just fun, right? Well, in Elden Ring, there also exists the same armor. It's the Briar armor that you can get from the Round Table Hold after you have defeated, yes, Mr. Briar. And when you put on each piece of this armor set, you do increasingly more damage when you roll into enemies. A measly like 2 with just 1 piece. Don't give it up, Luke! I know this is completely unrelated and I won't do any spoilers, but for everyone who's currently up to date with the manga, oh my god, right? Anyway, you go all the way up to 21 damage per roll if you equip all 4 pieces. Obviously, you know, enemies' defenses depending, but as a rough number. However, in Elden Ring, there is many global damage boosts that just say, hey, do this much more damage no matter where the damage comes from. Which means that, yes, something like Golden Vow that gives you 15% more damage applies to the roll damage of this armor. So yeah, if you really go all out, add like Flame Grant Me, Golden Vow, Jellyfish, you could start getting nearly a whole 40 damage per roll, which while is really low, is really high to say it's for a roll. You could go all out with like Blood Boil Aromatic and stuff, but it's just not needed when numbers are this low anyway. And therein you can see where we're going, right? But hey! Wait. Fire. Yes, there exists another method by which to damage an enemy by just existing and rolling near them. Fire's deadly sin, the harbinger of many exploit and pain, but long since fixed, and now just a very useful incantation in certain situations. However, if we set ourselves on fire, wearing the Briar armor, and just roll around into an enemy, we'll just kill them, and then they can't hurt us because we're rolling. And therein, as I said at the beginning, is the genius idea. And there's actually a surprising amount of ways to, well, make this stronger. Let me go through them for you. So, sadly, the Giant's Flame Seal doesn't actually boost Fire's Deadly Sin, which is a shame, so we've just got a good high faith scaling seal on. The Jellyfish Shield, which is located in the middle of a group of jellyfish to the left of the 4 belfries, gives a plus 20% damage boost to this. Cool. We have ourselves the Fire Scorpion, which you get from the fort in Mount Gelmir. That's an extra 12% damage to the Fire's Deadly Sin part. We also have Godfrey Icon, because Fire's Deadly Sin is a chargeable incantation. That's from this Everjail here, and that's an extra 15% damage. The other 2 talisman slots are kind of flavor. I like Dranghest to take less damage if I do get hit, and Tree for more stamina. You could also put on the Crucible Feather, which gives you roll more iframes, but it does make you take 30% more damage, which I don't think is really needed. You don't need the extra iframes on your roll. But in any case, we also in our Wondrous Physic have a little bit of stamina help, and the Flame Tier for 20% plus fire damage, which is from this Tree in Liurnia. And then we move to incantations. Obviously Golden Vow for 15% more damage from this random shack in Mount Gelmir, and then we get a Bestial Vigor, which will negate the health drain of Fire's Deadly Sin by giving us health regen after you've given enough death roots over at the Bestial Sanctum. And then, of course, we have ourselves Flame Grant Me Strength from this fort over in Caelid, just outside between 2 fire tanks, and that gives you an extra 20% physical damage, which affects the roll damage of the armor, and 20% fire damage for Fire's Deadly Sin. Then we obviously have Fire's Deadly Sin itself from the painting puzzle north of the Windmill Village in Altus Plateau. Now you may be asking yourself, why did I just so quickly blast through all of those locations? What? Well, the answer is quite simple, ladies and gentlemen. This build is shit, but in the best of ways, okay? It's so funny. It's way more effective than it has any right to be. Once everything's churning, there's about 20 to 30 seconds or so where you are really powerful, rolling around, doing damage, killing things. I mean, I managed to kill a whole boss doing this, so that's really impressive. But then, ladies and gentlemen, you are not realizing the true potential. PvP. What can another human, another player do to you if all you're doing is rolling while doing really low amounts of damage and trying your best? Nothing, that's what, because this is unstoppable. This build cannot be beaten. You cannot hit that which is permanently in iframes. This guy here knew that he could never stand up against a build so beautifully crafted. He would rather disconnect himself from our noble jewel than face the humiliation of dying to rolling as everything he tried to do against me was effortlessly evaded. All you need do is simply roll and roll and roll round your opponent, dodging every single attack as they burn down, as they get thorned down, as they panic, as they don't know what hits them, and you just feel like a god high atop your heaven, knowing that you are wielding the best, most powerful, the most finely crafted and well thought out build in Elden Ring. And all that is left for you to do is die repeatedly. Because look, alright, while you do just slowly kill people, and I say slowly, to say that you're just rolling, it's actually really good damage, but eventually you're gonna mistime a roll, and you're gonna get hit, and because you don't have a backup plan, because we're going full gimmick, you'll just kind of die to big, strong meta builds, and that's a little bit of a shame. But look, you will eventually get that one person who it actually does work against, and you will feel like an absolute champion for having beaten them in the best, worst way possible. Look, when I first thought of this build, I had no idea how effective it would be. I thought it would perhaps actually be a sleeper hit, maybe. As it turns out, while it works, honestly, way better than rolling to kill things has any right to work, it also doesn't really work enough to kinda be worth doing. So I thought I would at least bring you the idea, bring you the results of the trials and tribulations I have gone through in experimenting with this, this setup, let's call it. And I hope you have found it amusing. And hey, I would love to have like a tournament setup where everyone has to use this build and it's just two people flame Thorn rolling into each other until someone dies and that entirely decides the winner. That would amuse me to no end. Oh, so there you go, guys. If you've ever wondered how effective it is possible to be just rolling into things in Elden Ring, this is the answer. And the answer is more effective than probably you thought, but still not effective enough to be, let's say, actually good. Still fun, and you certainly can kill things, so really, what more do you want? For now, though, like if you enjoyed this, subscribe for more. Consider supporting the future of this channel on Patreon down below. And until we meet again, a goodbye.
Josh, Cotton, and Hollow with the videos, dropping the humor like a hammer on your tippy toes, bringing entertainment on a daily arrangement to take our insanity and turn it into entertainment. Yes, I said entertainment twice, to reiterate that it is nice to look into your faces on a mostly daily basis when you let us in your homes to make the whole world a stage. Goodbye.